So, Cain is cast out, marked, banished. But here's the twist no one tells you. The banishment isn't a death sentence, it is a coronation. Cain walks into the unknown and builds a city. Civilization is born not from the righteous, but from the cursed, from the marked, from the rebel. He names that city Enoch, meaning dedicated. But dedicated to what? Not to God. No, this was a declaration that mankind would no longer live by divine law, but by its own will. Cain becomes more than a wanderer. He becomes an architect, a father of nations, the first sovereign mind to say, I will not be ruled. Let's talk about Cain's bloodline, his first son, Enoch. Enoch fathers Irad. Irad begets Mehujael, who begets Methushael, who begets Lamech. And Lamech? He's key, because Lamech's children represent the pillars of civilization. From his first wife, Ada, comes Jubal, the ancestor of nomads and herders. Jubal, the father of music, poetry, and rhythm. From his second wife, Zillah, Tubal-Cain, the blacksmith, the first to work with iron and brass, the one who bends metal to will. And Naamah, the seductress, sometimes equated with Lilith herself. These aren't throwaway names in some ancient genealogy. These are archetypes. Agriculture, art, industry, sensuality. Everything humanity would ever build came through Cain. But here's the thing. They were never allowed back into Eden. So what did they do? They started building a new one, a man-made paradise. One not born from divine grace, but from creation, craft, knowledge, and force of will. This is the root of the left-hand path, the rebellion against imposed divine order in favor of sovereignty, even if it means damnation. But the story doesn't end with Cain. After Abel's death and Cain's exile, Adam returns to Eve. They conceive a new son, Seth, and this is where the world splits in two. Cain's line, children of the serpent; Seth's line, children of Adam. The faithful, the obedient, the pure. That's what the surface says. But under that surface, it's complicated. Some traditions claim that Cain and Abel were conceived at the same time, twins from a dual insemination, one from Adam, one from Samael, a fusion of divine and demonic DNA, if you will. Cain inherits the will of the serpent, raw, independent, creative. Abel, the righteous soul, obedient, ethereal, transitory. So when Seth is born after Abel's death, he represents the first seed of uncontaminated humanity, a restoration of divine blood. But don't get comfortable, this division, it doesn't stay clean. Cain's descendants flourish. They build. They explore. They innovate. They are the first magicians, poets, engineers, the first humans to take creation into their own hands. But they do it without God, without permission. That's what makes them dangerous. That's what makes them divine. This is the core of inner alchemy, to transform the base, your mortal self, into something eternal. Not by praying for it, but by becoming it. Even the Bible concedes it. The children of this world are wiser than the children of light. In other words, the rebels understood the game. Cain doesn't accept his curse. He reshapes it. He takes exile and turns it into freedom. He takes the mark and turns it into identity. He is the first human to choose his own fate. And that path, it's dangerous. It's lonely. It demands strength, willpower, and relentless hunger for the truth. But it also unlocks the deepest mysteries of power. Cain is more than a killer. He's an archetype, the rebel, the builder, the initiator. He is the prototype for every soul that has ever looked into the heavens and said, I will not serve, I will become.